Councillors in London have voted to close the well-known nightclub Fabric. Police had called for its licence to be revoked after 2 teenagers at the club died as a result of taking drugs. Almost 150,000 people signed a petition to try to keep the club open. Well, we can talk now via webcam to Friction. He's BBC Radio 1's drum and bass presenter, and he's been a Fabric resident DJ for over a decade. Thank you for joining us. So what do you think about it closing?
I mean, I'm absolutely devastated, to be honest. It's such a heartbeat of London's club life, and what's kind of more frustrating about the whole situation is how stringent the door policy at Fabric was. I mean, I travel around the world and, I play many different nightclubs and festivals, and, this club is one of the most kind of, as far as places go, the checks are very, very stringent, and they're very, very on top of that whole kind of thing, and I just can't believe this happened, to be honest.
So do you doubt that there was a drug problem there?
I don't doubt that we need to control illegal substances. What I do doubt is that closing Fabric is the way of solving the illegal substance problem in this country. It's not the way to solve it, and yeah.
Yeah, because I mean the council in revoking the licence have said that security was grossly inadequate and staff intervention grossly inadequate in the light of overwhelming evidence, they say, that it was abundantly obvious that patrons in the club were on drugs and manifesting symptoms showing that they were.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got to also look into what this kind of evidence for this is, because, as I said, from travelling around the world, This place was, Fabric really, they were so on top of the whole policy, more than any club that I've been to in the world. And I just can't really understand how they've come to this conclusion, and like I say, where they sort of managed to sort of obtain this evidence from, really.
Yeah, I mean, the council says a culture of drug use exists at the club, which the existing management and security appears incapable of controlling. You said that there was a stringent door policy. Describe the sort of measures that you believe are in place to try to stop drugs being on the premises in the way that the council described.
Well, as far as they've been working with the police for many years. Fabric is well known around the world, as being it was a cultural kind of heartbeat of the city and of the UK, and a lot of people travelled to come to the club, and it was so in depth. Everyone from the staff to the people going to the club to DJs, even myself, whoever, the search was very, very intense. It's always been that way, and they've worked with the police more so than I can imagine a lot of clubs to make sure that they were well on top of that.
Thank you very much for joining us, Friction. Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
In a moment, we'll have a summary of the business news this hour, but first, our main headlines.